Elsinore is a city full of stories and legends, many of these saved in the churches and museums. The municipality of Elsinore wishes to tell some of the stories in a different way, by showing fragments of the history on the city's walls, in order to give it new life for the people passing by. The walls tell the story, and the city itself becomes a living open-air museum. The walls of Elsinore tell the story of the unique sound tour. The two Italian artists, Piercarlo Carella and Lara Azzori, explain the process of creating the mural in St. Annegade in Elsinore.
Allora, il primo murales racconta,
The first mural tells us of the economic boom Elsinore experienced when Eric of Pomerania introduced the sound tour, and shows the birth of the magnificence of the Scandinavian realm. The central scene in the mural shows us what happened when a ship had to pay the obligatory sound toll before they were allowed to pass Kronborg. The captain came ashore to handle the transaction, and if the weather allowed it, the crew also came along to enjoy some of the city's entertaining offers. These different scenes are shown in the painting. You can also see the small children gathering coins from the street, the coins being a symbol of the general wealth the sound toll brought to the citizens of Elsinore.
Quello che è più evidente è ovviamente l'impatto prospettico. Abbiamo subito pensato di...
We've worked thoroughly with the perspective in the painting, as we found it important to show the city, as well as the shore and a part of Sweden. The painting is very open. On one hand, it draws the viewer in. On the other hand, it catapults him right into the center of the life on the harbour. In the midst of the hectic mix of trade and sensations, a whole new way of perceiving the surrounding world was born.
Allora, il lavoro di progettazione del murales è stato un lavoro sicuramente...
The creation of the murals was definitely a teamwork, collaborating with the historians and institutions, public as well as religious, has been a huge advantage for us. People have been very supportive and have helped us choose the most important details and the most pertinent symbols. This document contains all the information we got from curator Lars Bjørn Madsen and church warden Torben Biel Jessen when we visited the Civic Museum, the local archives and the churches. They told us the history of the customs duty, they described that particular historical period for us in detail, and gave us a lot of visual information in order for us to create the murals. Here, for example, you can see where people came from and which part they played in society by looking at their garments. Here we can see the craftsmen, here the labourers, or tradesmen at work. In the streets and lanes you can see the open gutters, where the dirty water trickled under the boards.
Anche perché trattandosi di un
As the murals have a historical background, it was very important for us to represent the inhabitants' story correctly. The inhabitants of Elsinore who are to benefit from the murals. I used people from Elsinore as models for the painting. I could draw them on the spot and paint them directly into the mural.
La parte che abbiamo voluto mettere in evidenza è
One topic we focused on in particular was the working life, especially the more humble work, which was what the people of Elsinore inspired us to through their comments. Watching people in this manner made it possible for me to develop the scenes around the harbour and the marketplace along the way. We also wanted to include the royalties, not as the centre of society, but as a part of it.